Jesus is the answer for the world today.
Hello, family. Pastor Laulu Christian Pentecostal Church, and we're continuing our devotional series. And today it's called A Holy Calling. And we're in Genesis chapter 12. And in Genesis chapter 12, we see Abraham called by God. But before that, I want to touch on chapter 11 for a moment. Chapter 11, we've been talking about, that's where you see the Tower of Babel, and you see the descendants leading all the way to Abraham, right? And here at the very end of chapter 11, from verse 31 rather, says, Terah took Abram his son and Lot the son of Haran, his grandson, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went out together to go from Ur of the Chaldeans into the land of Canaan. But when they had come to Haran, about 550 miles northwest of Ur, they settled there. Terah lived 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. So you see here, we see Terah takes his family, and he takes his, I guess we'll call his immediate family, and well, I guess plus his grandkids, right? And they intend to travel to Canaan. Their plan was to leave Ur and travel to Canaan. But on their way to Canaan, they stopped in Haran and they remained there. Then we see Abram in chapter 12, starting from verse 1. It says, Now in Haran the Lord had said to Abram, Go away from your country and from your relatives and from your father's house to the land which I will show you. And I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you abundantly and make your name great, exalted, distinguished. And you shall be a blessing, a source of great good to others. And I will bless, do good for benefit those who bless you. And I will curse, that is, subject to my wrath and judgment, the one who curses, despises, dishonors, and has contempt for you. And in you all the families, nations of the earth will be blessed. So Abram departed in faithful obedience as the Lord had directed him. And Lot his nephew left with him. Abram was 75 years old when he left Haran. So here you see God calls Abram. And God is very specific. He says, leave everything. It literally says, go away from your country, from your relatives, and from your father's house. And there's a blessing that comes with that obedience, because when you go, he says, I will show you the land that I'm going to send you to. And we know that that land that God was going to show him was literally the land that they had originally intended to travel to, but it stopped. That would be Canaan. And the thing is, the fact that they stopped tells us that that possession of that land was for Abram specifically, not for Terah, his father, his grandfather, rather. Okay, his father. And so Abram's called and told to leave his country, his relatives, and his father's house. As I read that, and God commanded that, the scripture that it reminds me of when Jesus says, He who does not hate mother, father, brother, sister, for my sake, is not worthy to be called my disciple. Now, the idea here is not that, you have to hate them, but it's like you have to prefer me to them. You have to prefer my word to them. You have to prefer my commandments to them. And it's like, so which means that if they're calling you to do that which is unholy or unrighteous, God must come first. Christ must come first. The Spirit of God must come first. And what he says is what takes priority, which is, I leave you behind for the sake of my Christ. And that's essentially what God called Abram to do here. Hey, leave everything here in Haran and come to where I send you to. And my prayer is that as we walk with Christ, as the Spirit of God leads us, and as our Father loves us, draws us, and keeps us, that his calling is what we'll desire to obey. Leaving all, forsaking all that will draw us away from him, and all that he has commanded us to forsake, for his calling and his calling only. God bless you. Have a blessed day.